I think at the National Human Rights Commission, most of the cases we've received is from the other parties, house helps reporting their employers. So it's because when it gets to the one we've just discussed now is like it has become a crime. So mostly handled by the police or the security agencies. So we do receive a lot of complaints, regarding children being molested in homes, children being molested sexually, children being tortured, even some to death. We've had some. In fact, right now in our just office, we have a lady who is being prosecuted, who is in custody for killing her house help. She boiled water and made the girl sit inside the water, and the girl was burnt and eventually got infected and died. And so there's so many like that. Each day you sit in the office, cases like that come to you. You see a house help whose bag has been battered, razor blades, wounds, fresh wounds, old wounds all over their bodies. Some of them come disfigured, some with a woman. I remember one that came to the office. In fact, I was weeping that day. The woman had, tried to put a knife, that the girl talks too much and she lies. So she put a knife on the fire and gummed the girl's mouth, to gum her mouth so she stops lying or talking. So we get a lot of those ones. Children are going through a lot in this country. I can't tell the statistics, but it's quite high, of children like that. And sometimes you see parents, you call the parents, come and pick your child from this woman's home, because this is what is happening to this child. And the parents don't even want to come and pick their children. I think poverty has a lot to do with this, because the parents, there was one I called and he was crying over the phone. Madam, I have 8 children. What do you want me to do? If I collect this one, it's going to add to my burden. So what do I do? So there are situations like that, very, very, very pathetic situations like that. And then there are some that are raped, the children of their employers, rape them repeatedly, and there's nothing they can do about it. They just condone it until it gets out of hand, and probably they tell a neighbor, and then the neighbor brings them to the National Human Rights Commission or something like that. So our children are going through a lot. The domestic workers are going through a lot. And I'm particularly, very happy with this bill. The first time I heard about it and I tried to read through it, I was really, really excited about it, because for the first time in Nigeria, we're going to have like a legal framework, that brings a combination of the Child Rights Act, there's the Labor Act there, and then there's also the Constitution, Fundamental Human Rights provision in Chapter 4 of our Constitution, all combined in one document or in one instrument to be able to help us address these issues, because it's something that, it's something that we must address as a nation if we want to move forward, because we keep saying that children are our future. So how are you taking care of that future? Are we surprised that we have all these uprisings today, Boko Haram and all other? They're all young, very young people. What happened? Something must have happened, for them to be what they are today. Because you don't bring up a child into the world for the child to be wayward or for the child to be a criminal. But it's because of the way we have brought these children. Employers or relations even go to the village, deceive them. Give me your child. I'm going to put this child in school. They bring the child to town, and 3 years, 4 years down the line, the child is still sitting at home and just looking after their own children. I mean, a child is looking after a child. So you can imagine, because they also need care at that age, because most of them are underage children. They're not up to 18 years. And the definition of a child in the Child Rights Act is 18 years. Any child below the age of 18 is a child. So you're bringing in a child into your home to take care of your own child. And then the children, they face so much discrimination. You're giving your children this food, and then the house help's food is different. And those house help, like I said, some of them are their relations. So you give your children, and the child is looking, and the child is developing animosity and hatred for your own children and you as well. So at the end of the day, the child harms your own child, and it becomes an issue. So this is the kind of things that we're breathing in this society, the kind of children we're breathing in this society, and we say children are our future. And I keep wondering, what are we doing, to make sure that that future is good enough? What are we doing to bring up children in an atmosphere that they're able to grow up to realize their potentials? So there's so much going on, and I am excited about this bill, honestly.